What's up, YouTube? Back again with another new video. So this video idea honestly came to me after kind of reading a lot of the emails that I get on occasion, and I realized ultimately that a lot of these new streetwear brands, or maybe people who are just interested in starting streetwear brands, don't really know how to market all that well. And I am no marketing expert by any means, but I feel like I've been noticing a lot of amateur patterns in a lot of the emails or DMs that I do receive from a lot of you guys. And hopefully after viewing this video, you guys will kind of realize maybe the little bad habits that you have when you're trying to reach out to a Instagram streetwear page or website, as well as streetwear YouTube channels when you want them to showcase your product. So hopefully you guys learn something from this or get something out of it, because this is a video I'm actually really excited to make. And forgive me if you see me peer down to look at my notes, because I really wanted to make sure that I missed absolutely no details when making this video. So let's just get right into it. And starting off with number one, this is a very common mistake that I've seen time and time again when brands or individuals have tried to reach out to me. And essentially they'll say something like, hey, would you like to review my brand? And that's it. They will not give me a link to a website. They will not give me pictures. They will not give me links to at least an Instagram or Facebook page. And to be perfectly honest, the reason why those kind of emails will probably get ignored 10 out of 10 times is you showed me nothing to spark interest. Like, how am I supposed to be interested? If you think about it, a lot of these YouTubers or Instagram pages or Facebook pages, they probably receive tons of messages and emails like this all the time. So what makes you stand out? You have to show me something so I can have that initial interest of like, oh wow, look at this stuff, I would love to check it out. But if all you're doing is typing a 1 to 2 sentence email, there's a high likelihood that you're not really going to get a response, because I probably won't go out of my way to go on a message thread with you and be like, hey, yes, show me something. Because I would have already expected you to include links and photos before even opening the email. So that is a really easy fix that I'm sure a lot of you guys can be like, oh shit, maybe I did do that. So that's not something that is too difficult to fix, but it is something that I would highly recommend you think about before sending that email. Number 2, do not, please, do not spam people's YouTube pages, Instagram pages, Facebook pages, whatever other social media platforms are utilized these days. Do not spam them with links. Do not spam them with, hey, check out my brand 87 times. Because you know what ends up happening? When people do that on my YouTube channel, I don't end up really seeing your comment for months. Why that is YouTube has an automated system that will scan if someone is copy and pasting and re-putting the same comment over and over again on the same videos. So it'll be like 3 months from now and I'll see 76 comments from Streetwear is Cool saying, please check out my brand, or please check out my brand. Bro, if you put it once, I probably would have seen it by now. But now I'm seeing it 3 months later and I'm just looking at someone who appears to be desperate and possibly juvenile and doesn't really know what they're doing. So what ends up happening, I end up clicking the little trash can and just deleting all of them. And you don't want that. So please don't be like that. Don't be like the SoundCloud rappers of the past. Luckily, I've seen it kind of tamed down, where they comment the link to their mixtape, or they comment something like, hey, I mean, I know you won't give me a chance, but I'm better than all the mainstream rappers, and I'm bringing that real classic hip-hop soul back. Just don't be that. That's what you are when you're spamming your streetwear brand on people's Instagram pages. You're being that SoundCloud guy from like 5 years ago, and nobody wants to be that guy. And at number 3, if you are reaching out to a Instagram page or just social media influencer, even though I hate using that word, if you're reaching out to any of those people, YouTube channels included, do not get frustrated if you don't receive an immediate response. Because like I've already said during this video, they probably receive hundreds of emails from other people trying to do exactly what you're doing. And also, please, I have to keep saying please because it keeps happening. If someone doesn't respond to you, or say someone does respond to you but declines to work with you, do not write an angry email or angry comment filled with angry entitlement. Like, how dare you not work with me? You think you're too big to work with me? Blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna make it. I don't need you. Because apparently, I mean, you're saying all that now, but apparently 5 minutes ago you were my best friend and you definitely did need me. I think there's this real lack of self-awareness with people nowadays where they don't realize, like, yo, you're the one, especially if you're small brand. I'm not saying if you're like a mid-tier to bigger brand, because then it's an entirely different monster altogether, but if you're a no-name brand, like you just started, you made your first shirt, your first hoodie or whatever, the trade-off for me and you is not mutually beneficial. This isn't a mutual benefit of, hey, look, I'm gaining something from this. Because ultimately, you're going to gain a lot more because nobody knows who you are. You're going to gain the exposure. And I know a lot of these brands will tell me, hey, but if I send you stuff, then that means you're going to have content to make. And that shows that lack of self-awareness I'm telling you about. Because if they were to just think for 5 seconds, hey, wait a minute, I'm not even known. Because if I include, like, say this brand new brand, has like no buzz at all, like 10 followers on Instagram or whatever, and they hit me up and they tell me it's mutually beneficial, if I include your brand's name in my tags, description, in my title, in my thumbnail, it's not going to entice the average viewership to click because they don't know who you are. And a lot of these guys don't realize that. They'll be like, no, it's mutually beneficial. I don't know what you're talking about. You should review it. And they keep being pushy, and they keep showcasing all this rage inside of them. And when I see that, it just makes me happy I didn't work with you at all, to be honest. And word travels fast nowadays, so if you think that you blowing up on someone is gonna like remain between you and me, there's a high chance I'm gonna tell maybe another YouTube friend like, hey, don't work with this guy, because if you don't respond to his email in 2 seconds, he's gonna scream at you. That's just something I really want to get across, and I really hope that none of you guys have done that, and if you have, please don't do it again. But yeah, if you're acting entitled to have people work with you, that sense of entitlement will honestly get you nowhere in this business. And next up at number 4, please don't send me a GoFundMe link to donate for your new streetwear brand that's coming out next fall, fam, or any other online donating services. Or straight up, I've had somebody ask me like, hey, I have this idea for a streetwear brand, but I have no money. Do you want to invest? And once again, it ultimately ties up with one of the other things I already put on this list. Show me something. How am I going to have enthusiasm and excitement and interest for this big idea you have when all you're doing is giving me this 3-sentence email that's ultimately giving me nothing? I don't realize how hard that is to understand, but like I said, it happens so often when I receive these emails. And I'm sorry, I'm not Warren Buffett. Maybe you have a great idea. I don't have the excess and surplus amounts of money to just throw your way and hope that it turns out well. I'm not going to do that. I'm not that big of a risk taker where it's like, hey, let me just give him $5,000 because he asked me for it. That really just doesn't make any sense to me. At least sometimes when some of these people have sent me their donating service links, there's like pictures or concepts, or they have some type of general mapping for how they want things to be done. And see, that's the right way to do it. But you just asking for money, it's just like a beggar's situation. And you never want to be labeled as a beggar. So I just steer clear of it in total. I'm not the guy. Maybe there's someone that will donate money to your brand, but quite frankly, I have no interest in doing that. If anything, I would probably rather just try and start my own thing. Oh, which I'm not doing, so I don't want people to, oh crap. I'm not starting a brand. I really am not. I mean, at least I don't think so. Anyway, so basically what I'm trying to tie up at least this part with is show me what you've done. Show me designs. Show me your ideas. Show me at least that you've done some of the back end work. Like, who's your manufacturer? Who's your supplier? What's your size run? When do you want this released by? Do you have this much of a following that'll actually purchase all of this stuff? Show me that you've done some of the bare minimum, or at least some of the back work to get me interested. Like, wow, this guy has everything already set up. He just needs the money. But if you can't even do that, it shows me that you yourself have no interest in this brand that you claim is like your baby and the love of your life, and this is what you want to do up until you're old. But like I said, you're not showing me that you really care. And I can't care for you. I can't do all the back work for you, because then what? I could have just made my own brand at that point. So, moving on to number 5, don't send me a cookie cutter email. I don't want to feel like this is some robot texting me or typing at me. I want to feel like I'm talking to a genuine, real life individual and not some robot who's just typing the same thing, copy and pasting it, and sending it to 100 other YouTubers or Instagram pages. I actually had someone made the mistake once, or if they did do it on purpose, I don't know why they would do it, but they left the CC on the email list, so I was able to see everyone that this person emailed this cookie cutter BS to, and I recognized so many YouTubers on that email list just based off their names, and I was like, wow, I really don't know how they made this mistake, or maybe they didn't even realize they were making a mistake. But please, I want to feel like I'm talking to an individual who picked me to showcase their brand. Like, I want to have a conversation with you. I want to hear you out. So just spend the extra time. It really won't take you that long to personalize the emails that you're sending out to the various amounts of YouTube pages or Instagrammers or whatever, because it really will help you in the long run. I do promise. It seems much more like a real conversation when I see the way something is structured or formatted. Also, please make sure to proofread. I know that accidents happen, typos happen, especially with a lot of these iPhones and whatnot with the autocorrect, but take that couple extra minutes to just give it another glance, and then you'll probably be pretty good. And lastly, please don't try to buy me off for positive reviews. I mean, for those of you who know this channel, you know I like to be as brutally honest as possible, for better or for worse, but I really don't like when someone's telling me, hey, you can only do positive reviews if we send you something. Like, really? Like, I've had someone offer me, I really don't want to name their name, because then I'm giving them that exposure that I'm sure they want, but they offered me like $200 or $300, and then I was genuinely interested in the product, but I was just like, oh, so I can't give my honest opinion? And they're like, no, we'll pay you if you just say it's good. And I'm thinking to myself, but what if it's bad? What if it's a low tier quality? What if there's something wrong with it? I want to be able to say, I like this, I don't like this, I like this, I don't like this. I don't want to have to compromise my honesty and my integrity to my subscriber base for $200. Like, come on, dude. Not even for any amount. Like, how hard is it to believe in your own product? Because when you're saying, no, I want to give you $500, you can't say anything bad, that makes me feel like you don't even have enough belief that your product is that good. And ultimately, my opinion is just one opinion. Someone else might like it, so why not just take that risk? Hey, maybe he likes it, maybe he doesn't like it, and it is what it is. I don't see how that's that hard. I mean, I already had interest in the product. That's why I said, okay, sure, send it. And I never ended up doing business with them because they were insistent on, no, you can't say anything bad about it. And that makes, I'm trying to say, I'm getting like all like hot right now, because it really just shows that you have no faith in your own product. And that's really sad almost. I mean, dude, just give it a chance. Maybe I like it, maybe I don't like it. I'm not going to rip you apart for taking that chance. And that's why I have declined people in the past, because there's brands I'm like, oh man, this isn't really my taste. This isn't my cup of tea. And I don't want to rip apart something that maybe you did work really hard on. Maybe, I mean, especially because it's at a smaller level. These aren't people that are already making millions and millions of dollars who can take the punches and it won't affect their ultimate bottom line. These are like usually people in their teens, 20s, maybe 30s. There are a lot of young people trying to make it happen. And some people really are trying really hard. Some people are being really kind of half-assed about it. And like I already just said, throughout at least the majority of this video, just try. Try to show me that you're making an effort. Show me that you care about your product. Show me that you believe in your product and don't feel the need to pay me off to say nice things. Because like I just said, I will not rip you apart for sending it over. I really would not. But the reason why I don't accept everything is because if I have nothing positive to say, at least if I don't have any positive feedback to give, I don't even want you to send the product over. Because then what will happen, I might be like, oh, here it is. That's it. Like, so do you want me to just give you exposure? Because if that's what you want, that's an entirely different story. But I hope I don't get a bunch of emails just for exposure now. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to look through my notes really quick. And no, that is it. I think I am done. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really hope you guys share this with maybe that friend of yours who is interested in starting a streetwear brand and wants to contact all these people, because I really think this video could help a lot of people kind of get the ball rolling, and they'll avoid a lot of these amateur mistakes that I've listed in this video. If you'd like more videos like this, I would really love to do them, because doing this video honestly revitalized my interest in making videos again. And that's good, because I mean, if you saw my last video, unless I haven't released it yet, I've kind of almost lost a little bit of interest. But yeah, guys, take the chances. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me. I can't guarantee I'll get back immediately. Don't hate me, but my inbox is like crazy sometimes, and I'm kind of in my own head doing other stuff outside of YouTube. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate the continued support, and have a happy holiday season. Peace out, YouTube.